Growing up in the Battle River country of Alberta was like growing up in a slice of heaven. It was that greenest, most beautiful part of the province. The Battle River was only about 4 kilometers from where our farm was, so we would even walk down there sometimes just to have a picnic and to play. In the summer, it seemed like it was cooler than in the rest of the land that was above it. And in the winter, it was a place that was mysterious because it was full of snow-laden spruce trees. And it was so beautiful that it just captured your heart. Because when you live in a landscape that is so evocative and that feeds your imagination so much, you have to seize that opportunity and let it thrive in you. I had wonderful teachers who encouraged us to write stories and to recite poetry, and so I just started writing it because my one kind of puzzlement was why there were no poems and stories about kids in Alberta. I was reading about kids in Great Britain and I was reading about kids in the United States, and I didn't understand how come Alberta was never in the stories. So I just started writing them myself. If we don't have stories, we're never quite sure who we are. So I think that the importance of our stories that are not just about our lives, but about our geography, our landscape, and our history, are ways that we come to know ourselves. And one of the reasons I think that sometimes Canadians are so uncertain is because we don't read, write, and get told our stories enough. Now, I'm not sure that that's true in Alberta. I think there's a streak of really solid pride here about our tall tales and our crazy patterns and our booms and our busts and our terrible weather and the way that we live through all kinds of interesting extremes. So I think that we treasure our stories here in a different way than in the rest of Canada. But it also means that our stories are markers of our difference, our stories are markers of our originality, and our stories are markers of our imagination. So for me, they're just key to identity. If we don't know our stories, we don't know who we are. I'm proud of what I've written. I love my novels, I love my works of nonfiction, I love my books. But I'm prouder of what I was able to do with my students.